Good afternoon, proletariat! Welcome to Turbo Tuesday. Thursday. Here at MBT Industries, we are constantly innovating our way to the Yugist revolution. The working duelists of the world can't be led by just anyone, so before we can begin disassembling the oppressive metagame, we need to locate the boss to end all bosses, combing through 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! History in the process. As always, we'll give any fledgling leader of the Vanguard a quick once-over, a chance to prove themselves, and a performance review that will determine if they'll be called back to the next round of interviews, or if they'll need some effect adjustment at our re-education facility. Today's candidate is near and dear to my own heart, as they are morally opposed to the concept of special summoning. Presenting, Elemental Grace DORIADO. Before we check out today's corporate stooge, however, a word about our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck, the best online site for database searching, deck building, and strategy articles, all conveniently located at www.ygoprodeck.com. Now let's take a look at that resume. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 6 or more monsters with different attributes in the graveyards. Gains attack and defense equal to the number of different attributes in the graveyards times 500. When your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you can banish 3 monsters from your graveyard, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Interesting. Obviously, you're from a time when this condition would be difficult to meet, but with the invention of the extra deck, I'm sure we can get you on board via the best normal summon in the game, Jet Synchron. Given your low investment, we don't need to bother the Department of Armageddon Knight. I'm confident you'll be right at home with a group of individuals who are already independently successful. Eldritch. I'm sure you'll be an asset to the archetype, and I can imagine Eldritch will be thrilled to work with someone with a name so adjacent to Dorado. So with that, let's send our leader to the Edo Pro ladder. So, it's time for our on-the-job training. Our opponent's playing Dragma, and I hope I can rely on a base sense of decency, preventing you from making the same joke we've all heard 1,000 times. We're going to lead with a copy of Tuning, adding a Jet Synchron from our deck to our hand. We'll normal summon the Jet Synchron before link summoning a Linkuriboh and activating Cursed Eldland for the perfect discard fodder. We'll go ahead and send that Haketo to the graveyard to bring back this copy of Jet Synchron, link summoning a Hauka Fibrax and summoning an O-Line from deck. From here we'll make Linkross, summoning 2 tokens to our side of the field, which will turn into a Martial Metal Marcher, activating the graveyard effect of O-Line and summoning the O-Line back in the same chain. Next we'll activate Linkuriboh's effect, so we can link summon a Reproducus, turning this copy of Marcher into a Dragon, before Synchro summoning a Hyper Librarian, making a Selene, and making an Elpie. We'll activate Elpie's effect to get a Brotar from deck. We'll target that Selene in order to add Doriado to hand. Next we'll activate Dragon Ravine, and the last card we are missing is a Fire. We'll link summon a Romulus and an Appaloosa before special summoning Doriado, triggering the graveyard effect of Scarlet Sanguine and ending turn, activating the effect of Haketo at end step. Our opponent has their work cut out for them. They're going to normal summon a copy of Alistair. We will negate its effect with Appaloosa. Next, they'll special summon a copy of Almirage, but you are not getting to a light just yet. We'll negate it with this Doriado. They'll activate Dragma, and then set 4 after it's negated. We'll activate Scarlet Sanguine and Conquistador of the Golden Land, destroying our copy of Cursed Eldland so we can flex this Haketo into another Scarlet. Things are looking up. This should be the end of the game. For turn, we draw a copy of Haketo. We'll link summon a copy of Nightmare Phoenix, discarding it to destroy one of these set cards, but Dragma Punishment is very bad. They're going to Entiss our Doriado, and not long for this world, were you? We'll attack directly for 19, and as we go for a Scarlet Sanguine, they'll chain a Cult by the Grave, no big deal. We'll go ahead and get a copy of Eldritch with its effect negated, so we do 2,500. At end step, we'll trigger both Haketo and Conquistador to get, black and white? Are we already out of Scarlet Sanguine? Oh well. Our opponent draws another Called by the Grave. They're going to special summon Dragma, and unfortunately now they're off to the races. They'll get a Rook to hand, set a card, which I expect is the Rook, and then trigger Bastard at end step. They're going to special summon a copy of Ecclesia, which is going to add Fleur-de-Lis to the hand, and things are suddenly looking quite bad. Thankfully, we've drawn Cursed Eldland. We'll use its effect for another copy of Eldritch. We'll make a Unicorn, pitching this Eldritch, and prompting the Fleur-de-Lis from our opponent. We'll go ahead and White Destiny in response to this Shadal Rook, but unfortunately, after Rook resolves, they're able to destroy our copy of Eldritch. They're going to trigger the effect of Beast, we'll trigger the effect of Eldritch, and get in over this copy of Shadal Construct. They're going to Super Polymerization, but the only profitable target gets rid of cards on my side of the field that aren't Eldritch, so I'm still feeling pretty good. We're going to activate this copy of Conquistador as early as possible to prevent another Dragma. They'll activate Starving Venom, Fusion Dragon, and Rook. We will chain the effect of Conquistador so Rook stops resolving, and from here we should be able to easily clean up. They'll add Alistair in order to get over our Eldritch, but of course, we can perform this combo ad infinitum. A Called by the Grave is a little late, but no big deal. We have one remaining target for this Cursed Eldland, and it is the Counter Trap. We'll attack over the Fleur-de-Lis before it becomes a problem before setting 2, and getting the last remaining black Elixir from deck at end step with Conquistador. Our opponent activates Disciples. What a top deck! But unfortunately for them, we have Golden Land Forever at this point. For turn we draw a copy of Ash Blossom. There's no cute way to do this, so we will attack over their monster with our Eldritch, which is impervious, and lose the one, which isn't. For turn they draw a copy of, wow, Ecclesia! But thankfully we've drawn the Ash Blossom for our turn and are able to negate it. From here, the game is over. For turn we draw a copy of Solemn Judgment, very late, before special summoning an Eldritch, proceeding to battle phase and attacking for lethal. Well, we're back, and just how did Elemental Grace DORIADO perform? Let's check our super scientific metrics above. I'm giving this elemental a-hole a 3 in terms of consistency. Any one-card Halqifibrax with a Linkuriboh in graveyard makes the monster, and since the setup is all located in the always available extra, we never miss. I'm giving this attribute accessory a 2 in terms of investment. Its only requirement is found in the extra deck, and decks like Eldritch don't give a hoot what they're playing in the leftmost zone. The only thing preventing a 3 is the massive discard cost. I'm giving this Bootleg Vanities a 2 in terms of payoff. It doesn't have protection, and it's got very conditional negation, but its high attack and profitable matchup with Halqifibrax means that it does end the game quite frequently. I won't pretend that Eldritch didn't do a lot of the heavy lifting in that set, but I feel as if that's the matchup's fault. That said, my final verdict is another interview for DORIADO. Pending the results of the June 1st ban list, we might just have room for you in the metagame. Cameraman! Let's celebrate with an attribute cocktail.